Switch the tone of the campaign a little bit. Former Governor Thompson has an ad saying you voted against honoring victims of 9/11. How do you explain your vote?
Well, I guess before I get into that, I have to say that and a couple of comments that Tommy Thompson made a couple of weeks ago to me are an absolutely new low and deeply personal, dishonest, desperate tactic and approach that he's taking in this campaign, and I'm very, very disappointed. You know, I was in Washington on 9/11, and I joined my colleagues on the steps of the Capitol that night, bipartisan basis, holding hands and singing "God Bless America." And the idea that anybody would question my commitment to going after the terrorists, honoring the victims and their families, supporting the first responders is outrageous. So let me talk broadly about this desperate attack ad and the larger picture of 9/11 response. Every year, the Congress appropriately passes a non-binding memorial resolution honoring the victims, their families, the brave first responders, those engaged in our war on terror. It is solemn. It has been bipartisan. It has been something, that obviously we are proud to do on an annual basis. And I have voted for 9 of them. There have been 10. One politicized 9/11. It's the one I voted against. It became a laundry list of Bush policies that that we were being asked to support all of those Bush policies with which I disagreed in the same resolution that we were memorializing and honoring the victims. And I don't think you should ever politicize 9/11. I would love to be waging this on Medicare and health care, the difference between our plans, which is the substance we started out with. I would love to be talking about our jobs plans, like my agenda on manufacturing. When we saw the desperation yesterday, this is personal. As I said, I was in Washington, D.C. on 9/11. I stood with my colleagues on a bipartisan basis. And, we did sing "God Bless America" on the Capitol steps. And I think that it is just, it goes beyond a line to question my patriotism, my love of country, my commitment to people who have shown so much courage and the families who have shown so much suffering. And he made this choice, but it just so happens there's a substantive record on this topic too. And if he's going to politicize and question my integrity, my commitment, my patriotism, then we're going to talk about the substantive difference too.
Can you back it up? I mean, did he take advantage somehow in this contract of 9/11 first responders?
When I've talked with the families and first responders who are suffering with, incredibly, with cancers. In my recent discussions with firefighters and police officers and civilian first responders, the loss of life among otherwise healthy 30, 40-year-old males who are developing brain cancers and blood cancers and heart conditions at unbelievable numbers. They went to Tommy Thompson as secretary and said, we need help with this. There's tens of thousands of us who courageously responded. We need help. And that help was not forthcoming, and they share that with me. And then he leaves the administration, gets an $11 million contract, and there's complaints that the people who need those services are not getting timely responses. It's all part of the public record, and I know we've provided that.